Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Just an Average Girl. Last we left off, I was fascinated by Yolopark's AMK Pro Series model kits and how articulate they can be, until I stumbled across Hasbro's 86 Series Optimus Prime. Will this be the better Prime? Only one way to find out. Alright, so using the display that comes with the 86 series from Hasbro, we're going to start off with size comparison. So here is the 1986 Hasbro's Optimus Prime. As you can see, his choice of color is practically based on the television/movie and stuff coming out in the 1984, movie coming out in 1986. So the fact that they're going with this color detail, again, he looks amazing. Of course, he has this little, backpack like thing, which is a little different from the TV series, but it's all part of his transformation and stuff that Hasbro decided to go with. But I'm going to let that slide because, he's Optimus. There's going to be all kinds of different sets when it comes to his back. It's changed over the years, so I'm not going to, rag about it. And now we have Yolopark's AMK Pro Series. So as you can see, their height comparison, he's a little tall. But like I said, personally, and this is just my personal preference, it's a good height. And if he was to transform into truck mode, he would be a good truck size for any toy for that matter. If I was to compare these guys with anything else, of course, both of them would outbeat my very first Optimus. Now, this is not the 1984. This, of course, was Generation 2, where this was the very first Optimus that I got ever since I was a kid. And it came with a black trailer instead of the traditional gray. So, when I first got this guy and the fact that it was just Optimus, this is what I wanted. And as you could see, just look how the evolution of Optimus has come and gone. Now, by far, out of all the Optimus Primes that I've collected over the years, my all-time favorite would have to be the 20th anniversary that Optimus Prime that Hasbro came out with. This juggernaut right here, everything about him when he came out, I was like, I have to have, because this guy transforms. And on top of that, this is by far the closest to me personally to the movie, because in here you have the glorious Matrix. So just like in the movie, when this compartment opens up, this is what I was wanting, and this is what I was seeking and stuff. So the fact when you open it up and you see the Matrix in there, to me, this felt like having Optimus from the TV series or from the movie. All right. So in here, again, lackluster. Because as you can see, it would have been great. Let's actually open up just a little bit. Oh, okay. There he is. There's the little guy. There's the little matrix of leadership. But yeah, see, all of this would have been nice if they painted it gray. Just to, again, make it feel like this is Optimus. So for now, like I said, detail-wise, he looks like Optimus. And, the chest kind of gives it a fleshy look to me. Then you have Yolopark's Optimus with his Matrix. And again, this is what I'm talking about. This is, it may not have the opening as the 20th anniversary does, but the fact is they painted it. They gave it that gray look because Optimus on the inside isn't red. And all that stuff. So to me, this looks unfinished. Whereas this is complete. It's beautiful. The windows, once again, you have see-through, so you can see the Matrix in there. But again, it would be nice if it was, covered. Like this one. So this is covered, whereas this isn't covered. Sorry. Whereas this isn't covered. And so again, the fact that it's missing a cover, I will let it slide. The fact that this has a cover, but it has a fleshy tone background to it, again, it's a little disappointing. And again, this is me just, counting some minor details. Comparing these two, it's obvious you can see one has a little more detail when it comes to, because one, it's die-cast metal, but he has a more, to me, he looks more like the 1986, 1984 look versus this. It's nice. It kind of gives you that cartoony feel, where this kind of reminds me of a War for Cybertron, a type of gunmetal, look. So like if this was, if this design was be placed in a movie, again, I would be all for it. And still, I would probably be all for this. This, of course, Yolopark loses a point because, like I said, I wish that this was able to transform, because once again, he would be a great toy to have. Point goes to 86 because he's not only can he transform, and he has a trailer. Transforming him into truck mode was a little interesting on account that it's different than the normal ways of transforming him. So unlike how most of the toys transform him based off of the cartoon, this was a little more different but challenging, which I honestly enjoyed. Here he is in truck mode, and like I said, it gives you that iconic 1986 movie feeling when he's coming and bum rushing, the Decepticons. And, again, it pays attention to the details of, Optimus in truck mode. The Yolopark does not transform, so I have nothing to compare it with. Comparing it with the G2 Optimus series, because again, the only difference is that, of course, when you think about the TV series, of course, when you transform, it gives you that look. This, again, has a lot of detail, but still fun, because I do love how more of a truck it looks compared to just the simplicity of this, because again, there's not much of a challenge. It's a simple, transform when it comes to this little guy right here. And, bam, you have Optimus. And that's what we grew up with. And so for this, I dare not time myself to transform this back into a robot, because there's so much detail in this beauty to, put them back together. But overall, I'm still impressed with what Hasbro has done. And to me personally, having a gray trailer speaks volumes to me. Because, of course, like I said, when I got this, it was the second gen Transformers, and you got the black trailer. The trailer had so many stickers and details and stuff that the black trailer had that I love. And even with Robosen, with their trailer, that is, it's astounding because it self-transforms and it has a lot more detail than this. Of course, you have Optimus's other components. You have Roller, you have his, service robot. So yeah, so again, it's nice to have, and I do miss, I have to admit, I miss, because back in the day, Roller was attached here. You had a button that you pressed and he just flies on out. So again, that's the nostalgic person in me. Truck mode is flawless. It gives it that cartoon feel. It gives you the movie feel. So everything about it, I definitely, truck mode, I give it aces. I give it 5 stars. I really like the design. The one thing that I really love the fact that Hasbro did was come out with the special effects. And there you have it. The nice special effect that all Transformer fans loved watching in the movie. And bonus points because they've come up with a way that you can properly store your fire blasts. So again, kudo points for that because, it's genius. taking a look at these hands, I find this quite interesting because looking from a distance, I thought that they were individual digits, but no, they are actually still grouped. So it kind of gives you, very little, option for movement, let alone some animation. But still, I would not, you know what? It's still, again, not bad. All right, so see, holding his gun, it still gives you that look of, him holding his gun and gripping it. So again, I'm not too disappointed. It still, again, gives you that feel of him holding his gun. He does a nice split, Jean-Claude Van Damme style.
That hurts me just looking at it.
His hands, once again, there is no freedom. But there's a little more freedom than this because you have at least his first fingers, but the others are joined together. So, and his thumb is movable. You have to be careful because unfortunately, the only downside is that he does not have as strong of a grip as this Optimus does. So there is fault to Yolopark's, Optimus that I do find. So as you can see, there's my difficulty in trying to have him, handling his gun. All right. So after, doing my little review on what I think and stuff, overall, again, it's still a nice collector's item for the 1986 series. I have no regrets buying him because, all Optimuses are not one. There's always going to be different types. There's always going to be different ways of transforming him and whatnot. And, it's based on everyone's, preference. Again, these are my opinions and my opinions alone. It feels like there was, just that lack of, detail that was, iconic for the show. Because again, all I see is flesh color. I don't see robot and whatnot when you go and take a peek at this, because yes, you see technology, you see all the gears and whatnot, but it would be nice if it was gray colored so it gives you that robotic effect. But all I see is just flesh color red. That's what I'm calling it, flesh colored red. Unlike, most Optimuses that I have, there's always, they colored inside his chassis. I think the purpose of him is to be used for iconic poses from both the TV series and the movie. So that is what we will do with these guys and see who poses, whose pose is more dynamic. So the object is to see whose poses are more dynamic. So let's give a go. Truth be told, I will say this ended up in a tie because though these primes are different, their poses I was actually able to do, and to the best of my ability, especially 86, because again, I love his fingers because and that's definitely a great job on Hasbro's end, because you have a joint here and then you have a joint for the upper part of the digits, Whereas for the Yolopark, unfortunately, you only have one joint ball here, and you can't really bend these knuckles per se. So that gives this Yolopark's Optimus a run for its money when it comes to one, holding a gun, and two, giving the nice details of handling the fingers. Yes, they may not separate like the 20th anniversary does, but still, this really surprised me and impressed me at the same time. But I will say, again, my top favorite Prime that has ever come out will always be the 20th anniversary. But this, I have actually grown to enjoy. The only thing, again, that I wish it had was the silver inside for his little chassis inside, his undercarriage. Overall, this is a damn good toy. He still makes a wonderful addition to my Prime collection, as well as the Yolopark. And again, these guys stand above for in their own separate entity. And by all means, let me know what you think. Which one was the better Prime for you? I mean, because again, this guy transforms. He does not, but he makes a great figure. He's more of a cartoony figure. But like I said, in my animation, thing, he makes for a great, Optimus. Especially with the joints, because he is very poseable here, and there are some points where again, he actually has an abdomen. He can sway back and forth. So again, when it comes to like if you were to do stop motion and all that stuff, he would make a great figurine to do so. Because especially when I did the basketball pose, the fact that his arms and his fingers actually captured that look of him holding the basketball, I was very impressed with that. But again, when it comes to their iconic Optimus Prime poses, they still, worked out. But again, let me know what you think. Which one did you prefer, or do you like them both? It's up to you. But yes, if you haven't collected this guy, I would definitely do so. If you haven't collected this guy, I would definitely do so. And I will definitely leave links below for you guys to have the opportunity of purchasing these guys. And if you haven't yet, make sure you check out the Prime series right here. Or if you're interested in other Transformer related series, you can check out my playlist right here.